Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupāda. Sorry, I got distracted. Let me just start over. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Śrīla Gaurkishora Mahabhagavat Śrīla Gaurkishoras Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishta Śrīla Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannātha Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauḍīya Guru Varga ki Jai. Śrīla Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu ki Jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākura ki Jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki Jai. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Bhattadas Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Braja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Vedanta Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Manjari Didi and Rup Manjari Didi and Nitai. And I see a few other devotees on YouTube and Facebook. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. All right, so if you are subscribed to the Rays of the Harmonist Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī mailing list, then yesterday at this time, you would have received the article that we're reading today. The article is, it's called Immortal Oceans of Mercy. If you haven't, if you're not subscribed yet, then yeah, you could go to raysoftheharmonist.com and you'll see a place to enter in your email, your name and email. And then before our Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī session, which is almost like once a week, then you'll receive what we're reading 24 hours before we start so that you could read in advance. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit sick right now, and I had a bit of a tamagun morning today, so my brain's just a little bit foggy. But anyhow, I'm just going to start, and then afterwards, oh, I didn't publish it on the website yet, unfortunately. Here, I can give the link though. I'll do that right now. I'm going to send out the link to the article so that you can read it in your browser. If there are any parts that you would like to discuss afterwards or highlight, you can keep them aside. I'm just putting the article in the YouTube comments. Yeah, there. You'll find it in the comments on YouTube then now. All right, let's begin. I'm going to share my screen and then I'll start. Oh, and just so you know, this article is this article by Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda is all on the verse Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda, he goes through each phrase. First he explains Vancha kalpa taru. Then he explains kripa sindhubhya eva cha. And then he explains patitanam pavanebhyo. And then he explains what the meaning of the word Vaishnava is. And I think out of probably this is the mantra, or that we say more than, that we recite more than anything else. Well, other than the Maha Mantra and maybe the Panchatattva mantra, I think this would be the third most commonly spoken verse that we say ever. We say it at the end of the Jaidvani, when we see any Vaishnav, at the end of any program that we do, we always recite this Vanchakalpatarubhyashta. So yeah, it's and my Gurudev always emphasized that we should know why we are doing anything. Like whatever activity we do in bhakti, we should understand why. And anyhow, okay, so let me just share my screen. Haribol Champak Mataji. Okay. Also in the, are you going right now? Okay, one second, I'm just yes. Okay, Haribo. Sorry, somebody was just leaving. Okay, so for each article that we read, I've been making a EPUB version so that you could read it on your Kindle or on whatever device you use, on your mobile phone. And so, yeah, this is for this one. Immortal Oceans of Mercy. Okay. One second, let me just. This is the books app that comes with Mac. Immortal Oceans of Mercy. Excerpts from a, one second, I'm just moving everything out of the way. Okay, excerpts from a lecture delivered on the 14th disappearance anniversary of Saccidānanda Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Nīlimā. That's Cakra-tīrtha Beach, Jagannātha Purī, 1928. By Śrīmad Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Goswami Prabhupāda. Okay, so this is the 14th disappearance day anniversary, 1928. Immortal Oceans of Mercy. Oh, and there should be an H there. Rukmini Didi pointed out. It's Vancha. So, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer namaskar, my most humble and reverential obeisance, to all Vaishnavas, not once, not twice, but many, many times. I have no duty besides this. The letter ma in namaha, from namaskar, stands for pride or false ego. Relinquishing that very pride, I offer my most humble obeisance. So right here in the verse, Namo Nama, it doesn't just say it once, again and again. I offer my obeisances, I offer my obeisances repeatedly. And so I guess ma means our ahankar. That's what the first thing covering our soul, right? So I'm relinquishing that ahankar, that pride, that false ego. So surrender when we say Namo Nama. The Vaishnavas are Vancha Kalpataru. They are wish-fulfilling trees, just like in this verse. First, Vancha Kalpataru. Pyashcha. They are wish-fulfilling trees. Just as the mystical desire trees of this world provide fruits according to one's prayers, the transcendent Vaishnavas fulfill all prayers addressed to them. But while the desire trees of this material dimension grant temporary worldly fruits, the transcendent Vaishnavas grants the supreme, undiminished, the akhanda fruit, the undiminished fruit. That is, they grant the eternal goal of life. So actually, the Vaishnavas are much greater than any Vanchakalpataru. They're not a mundane Kalpataru, they are the transcendental Kalpataru that gives eternal results, not just mundane results, temporary results. Inexhaustible oceans of mercy. Okay, so now we did Vanchakalpataru Bhyashta, now we come to Kripa Sindhu Bhya Evacha. The Vaishnav Thakurs, those transcendent lords of tenderness, are vast oceans of mercy. They are Kripa Sindhu. They bestow absolute mercy without ever being asked for it, even without asking for it. What is it? Ajachrita. Without being asked, they bestow absolute mercy. And the treasure house of their mercy is never meager, nor is it ever deficient. It is possible for an ocean in this material world to dry up, but the mercy of the Vaishnavas can never be exhausted. Wow. It may be possible even for an ocean in this material world to dry up, the ocean but the mercy of the Vaishnavas can never be exhausted. No matter how much wealth of mercy from that treasure house is distributed, it is never exhausted, nor is it even slightly diminished. Wow. No matter. It's an ever, yeah. And then Śrīla Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda gives this verse from the invocation verse from Sri Ishupanishad and also from the Brihan Aranyaka Upanishad 5.1. Purnam ada purnam idam purnat purnam udachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnam eva vashishyate. And usually this verse is in relation to the Lord, but in this context, he's talking about the treasure house of Vaishnav's mercy, which can never be exhausted and which is never diminished. So how is that? Well, the Vaishnava, he who is the origin of all avatars, the avatari Purush, is complete. He is complete and perfect. Because he is completely perfect, all avatars emanating from him are also complete. All that emanates from the supreme complete is complete. Even if the complete is subtracted from the complete, he still remains complete. In no way does that Parameshwar's completeness experience any diminution. And the Vaishnav's mercy is just like that. I offer namaskar, my most humble and reverential obeisance to such venerable and esteemed Vaishnavas. Redeemers of the envious. Okay, so now we went through Vanchakalpataru Bhyashta and now Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha. And now we're going to read about how they are Patitanam Pavanebhyo. To the Vaishnavas who are Patitanam Pavanebhyo. They're the rescuers of the Patit, of the fallen. Redeemers of the envious. The Vaishnavas are the redeemers of the fallen, Patita Pavan. There is no one within this corporeal realm who can purify me, for in this realm, our jealousy is aroused merely by seeing or meeting each other. We're always comparing ourselves to each other, right? All of us are full of matsarya, envy, irsha, jealousy. Such envy leads to egoism, on account of which one sees others as inferior, insignificant, needy, foolish, or fallen. But Vaishnavas are quite different. That's interesting though, huh? Our envy leads to egoism, on account of which one sees others as inferior, insignificant, needy, foolish, or fallen. But Vaishnavas are quite different. They don't ever see anybody as being inferior and insignificant, needy, foolish, or fallen. I am fallen, and having forgotten Krishna, I have become engrossed in sense gratification. My eyes, ever maddened due to being deluded by material forms, are my sworn enemies. My ears are busy listening to my own praises. My tongue is always busy tasting delectable preparations. My nose is engaged in smelling sweet aromas. My skin is enthralled by touching soft objects. And my mind is always absorbed in meditating upon all of these sense objects. And on account of being so thoroughly immersed in sensuality, I have become completely averse to the Supreme Lord, Sri Bhagavan. When I contemplate my situation, I find that I have become completely fallen, that by my actions, I have set a course for hell, for I am the most heinous sinner. The Vaishnavas are constantly busy in delivering souls like me. The Vaishnavas are constantly busy in delivering souls like me. They do not engage in any other venture apart from bestowing mercy on the souls of this world. My only duty is to take shelter of their lotus feet. For apart from this, there is absolutely no other means of deliverance. Yeah, the Vaishnavas have only one purpose in being here, right? So they are only here to bestow mercy on the fallen jivas. If they, otherwise they would just be in, Goloka Vrindavan with Krishna, but no, they come to this world solely to deliver fallen souls like me. They do not engage in any other venture apart from bestowing mercy on souls of this world. My only duty is to take shelter of their lotus feet. For apart from this, there's absolutely no other means of deliverance. They're my only hope. My only true kinsman. On this day, the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, I surrender unto the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, relinquishing all false pride in being the seer, of being the one who touches or the one who smells, and of being the active agent in my own meditation. This pride is nothing but the propensity of my material senses. Because of it, I have become degraded and deprived of the darshan of Sri Bhagavan. This is what's blocking us from having darshan of Sri Bhagavan, is this ahankar, this pride, which is the propensity of the material senses. Every single object in this material world where I'm presently situated attracts me. When I contemplate the unfortunate state I am in, when I contemplate the unfortunate state I am in, and I can clearly see that no one else is hellbound as I am, no one else is as hellbound as I am, then alone am I finally able to realize that apart from taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, there is no other path to my deliverance. Why are we not taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas? Because we don't realize that what the unfortunate state that we're in. We don't realize that we're actually on a path to hell. But when I'm able to realize, to contemplate the unfortunate state I'm in, only then will I be able to realize that apart from taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, there's no other path to my deliverance. The inhabitants of this world are here just to cause my doom. The inhabitants of this world are here just to cause my doom, for this world is devoid of true kinsmen. All my so-called kinsmen are not favorably disposed to worshipping Bhagavan. My only true kinsmen are the Vaishnavas. Apart from taking shelter of them, no other remedy exists. In fact, there is no need for anyone to engage in any other activity. Apart from taking shelter of the Vaishnavas, no remedy exists, and there's no need for anyone to engage in any other activity. It behooves everyone to come together and simply engage in serving the servants of Bhagavan. Such engagement ought to begin immediately. Such engagement ought to begin immediately, for any delay will lead to trouble. The true servants of the all-pervasive Lord. Okay, so now we come to the explanation of what is Vaishnav in this verse, right? Vanchakalpatarubhyashta kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo. Now we come to Vaishnavebhyo. Let's see. The true servants of the all-pervasive Lord. Oh, 1 second, just looking at the comments. Oh, Hare Krishna Shubhananda Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. And Gerald, Hare Krishna. And let's just see who else is here. Vidyalala Sadiri, Pujumna Prabhu, Mantaramurti Mataji, Rasapriya Didi, Mayuri Mahajan, Haribo Mayuri, and Krishnamai Didi, Hare Krishna. Okay, so the true servants of the all-pervasive Lord. Upon hearing the word Vaishnav, many people may be prompted to think it refers to a class of narrow-minded, sectarian living beings who worship Lord Vishnu. Just another Lord. You know, some people worship Jesus Christ, some people worship Shiva, some people worship Vishnu. They're just another people, you know, just a class of narrow-minded, sectarian living beings who worship Lord Vishnu. This is, in fact, not at all correct. Those who believe in the existence of the Supreme Lord, in other words, all true theists, know that he is all-pervasive. Right? That's the meaning of Vishnu, isn't it? That all-pervasive. He resides in the core of every atom of every universe and dwells within the heart of every living being in the form of Antaryami, the indwelling supersoul. He is present everywhere and all-pervasive, and at the same time, he can manifest the infinity of his unlimited Vaikuntha realm inside any one of the infinitesimal six-pointed divisions of all space, or hex atoms. Oh my God. Not only is he situated within every single atom, he is present everywhere and all-pervasive. Not only is he situated everywhere and in every single atom, but at the same time, he can manifest the infinity of his unlimited Vaikuntha realm inside any one of the infinitesimal six-pointed divisions, inside any of these hex atoms. I don't really know what a hex atom is or what the six-pointed divisions of all space, but anyways, I think the point is clear. So that is Vishnu. The words Ishwar and Brahma convey particular entity to the human intelligence. Sorry, they convey a particular entity to the human intelligence, right? Ishwar means the Lord, right? The Supreme Lord. And Brahma means, what would he say? The absolute, the Supreme Absolute, right? But so this, these words Ishwar, Brahma convey a particular entity to the human intelligence. But this is not the same entity as that conveyed by the word Vishnu. The word Vishnu symbolizes the almightiness and omnipresence of the Supreme Being and cannot be miscounted as a sectarian word. Yes, it's not just limited to, no, it's all pervasive. It's not a sectarian word. Those who are genuine Vaishnavas, are worshippers of Vishnu, are the only true servants of that Supreme Being. There is no disparity between them and Bhagavan in any way, for they are non-different from his very body. The word Vaishnava is to be understood as related to Vishnu. In other words, Vaishnavas are the paraphernalia of Vishnu. They are the knowers of the intrinsic religion of the soul and have transcended the limited nature of this mundane world. Only they who have overcome the narrow-mindedness typical of human beings are truly Vaishnavas. We offer our namaskar our most humble and reverential obeisance onto the lotus feet of such Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are immortal. Vaishnavas are not like other living beings. They are souls completely within the shelter of Lord Sri Chaitanya and are perfectly engaged in serving Sri Krishna. With their every action throughout their lives and even after death, they remain engaged exclusively in serving the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya. When a man tries to see the Vaishnavas through his own set of spectacles, how can he see them properly? How can he see them properly as they truly are? Vaishnavas can only be properly seen by the light of their own mercy. I think in this article, these are my two favorite sentences right here. Let me reread this. It's such an important point. When a man tries to see the Vaishnavas through his own set of spectacles, how can he see them properly? How can he see them properly as they truly are? Vaishnavas can only be properly seen by the light of their own mercy. So there's actually no way we can have darshan of the Vaishnavas by our own ability. And when we're in front of a Vaishnav, a pure Vaishnav, we can't actually see them. We're looking through our set of spectacles. We're seeing them through our own filter of our own understanding of mundane qualities and like that. And we're just seeing those mundane qualities, we're seeing through our material filter, our spectacles. But we can only truly see them by the light of their own mercy. Only when they choose to reveal themselves onto us can we actually see them. When a common man dies, a gathering is held to offer condolences. But for us, this day, the disappearance day of such an emperor among Vaishnavas, this brings unlimited bliss, for birth and death only apply to living beings bound by the fruits of their actions. The day of death is the day in which the actions of the living being the day of death is a day in which the actions the living being has performed throughout his life, including proper actions, his sukarma, improper actions, his kukarma, and inaction, akarma, are given final consideration. That day of death is the last day of all a man's giving and taking. That day heralds the time when the living being is given the punishments and rewards he is due. But these considerations are not applicable to the Vaishnavas, for they are not bound by the laws of karma, that is, by the fruits of their actions. An ordinary living entity engages in activities with the false notion that he is the doer and maintains the desire to enjoy the results. Therefore, he bears the fruits of those activities, good or bad. The day of death is when those good and bad fruits are received. In the Western world, this day is called the Day of Judgment. A person who takes to non-Vaishnavism achieves no auspiciousness, while he who takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas achieves all welfare and auspiciousness, as easily as holding a gooseberry in his palm. It is only the non-Vaishnavas who wear the grisly garland of birth and death around their neck. The devotees of Lord Sri Hari do not have to spawn in the womb of a mortal mother ever again. What to speak of Vaishnavas, even those who have had the fortune of receiving darshan of the transcendental extraordinary lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, never take birth again. But of course, taking darshan is not such a simple thing. This grand celebration on the day of separation from such an exalted Vaishnava is meant to remind us of his accounts and glories. People may ask how one can observe a festival of ecstasy on the occasion of separation. For in this world, a gathering to offer condolences to the grief-stricken would be in order. The answer to this question is that the Vaishnavas never die. They are immortal. They are with Bhagavan, participating in his eternal pastimes. Their only activity is to serve Sri Krishna. While they are manifest in this world, Krishna Seva is their only activity. And when they depart, Krishna Seva is their only eternal activity. Because Bhakti, Bhagavan, and his Bhakta are all eternal. These were excerpts from a lecture delivered on the 14th disappearance anniversary of Saccidānanda Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura in Cakra-tīrtha, Jagannātha Purī, 1928. And it was translated from the Weekly Gauḍīya, Volume 6, number 48, translated for Rays of the Harmonist, number 25, published 2011. Jai Vaishnav Thakur ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda ki Jai. Śrīla Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Śrīla Rupa Nuga Gauḍīya Guru Varga ki Jai. All right, so that is our reading for today. One second, I'm just looking at the comments. Hexagons are the bestagons. Haribol Rukmini Didi. And Gopal. Haribol Gopal. So does anybody have any points that they would like to discuss regarding this article? Anything that really stood out to them? If not, I can okay. I really, this point about Vaishnav Darshan is such an essential point. Yeah. Actually, there's a whole book. I keep on mentioning this book, and I really want to go through it with everybody at some point. But it was published by my Gurudev, Gauḍīya Darshan, and I'm not prepared enough to speak about it. But it talks very deeply on what does darshan actually mean. Yeah, and darshan doesn't just mean seeing through material eyes. It means having actual darshan. And this darshan happens through any of the senses, but it's having genuine, real experience of the transcendental thing, not just our material darshan. That's why this is a quote I keep on mentioning because I just, it's so, where is it? Sorry, one second. I had it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so this is from my Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He says that Vani, or sound, is received through one sensory organ only, the ears. In other words, the other four senses are impotent to receive it. It is impossible to approach an object that lies beyond the senses through the medium of the senses. We can't see the Vaishnavas through the medium of our gross senses. Indeed, we attain auspiciousness to the extent we are able to limit the involvement of the senses. This is precisely why Shravan, hearing, and Kirtan, chanting, are considered superior to the other limbs of bhakti. And so we see Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda. This is how we take shelter of the Vaishnavas. First, we have to give up. What did he say? Yes, he says, on this day, the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, I surrender, what is it? I surrender unto the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, relinquishing all false pride in being the seer, of being the one who touches or the one who smells, and of being the active agent in my own meditation. This pride is nothing but the propensity of my material senses. Because of it, I've become degraded and deprived of the darshan of Sri Bhagavan. Yes, Shubhanandaru, you're going to say something?
No, it's just false pride.
Oh, what was that?
False pride.
Oh, sorry, did I say something else? Yeah, false pride. Yes, ahankar, right? Yes. Yes. Oh, and Rukmini Didi saying that garland of birth and death was a striking image. What did it say? The grisly garland of birth and death. Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't prepare so much today because I've been sick and my brain's just not been very um but yeah, if anybody has anything else to mention, then you can mention now. Otherwise, maybe we can end for today. And yeah, and then the next article will be on, I think, Akadashi. Yeah, I think Akadashi. Next Akadashi, we will read an article by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Keshav Goswami Maharaj, my Param Gurudev. Yeah, and next time I think what would be good for me to do next time is just I didn't get a chance to do this yesterday. I should have done it yesterday, but to get some points and points of discussion so that we could discuss this further. I didn't get around to doing that yesterday, so next time I'll try to do that. But all right. Oh, maybe we can end with a kirtan. Let's sing. What kirtan would be nice? Vaishnava kirtan. Here, one second. I'm just opening up. Big text. Okay, here it is. Sharing my screen. Lakshmi, could you pass me the mridanga? The green one. Which kirtan would be appropriate for this? I'm trying to think. Let's look at the contents. Okay, so Vaishnava Ṭhākura Vaishnava Pada. Oh, hey, Vaishnava Ṭhākura. Kripa Koro Vaishnava Ṭhākura. Let's do this one. Kripa Koro Vaishnava Ṭhākura. Oh, once again, I just need to fix the sound. Okay, there. Please bestow your mercy, O Vaishnava Ṭhākura. This is by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Please bestow your mercy, O Vaishnava Ṭhākura, so that as I come to know my relationship with Sri Krishna and that which is near and dear to him, and continue to engage in bhajan, my false ego will be dispelled. If I develop the idea that I am a Vaishnava, then I will never become humble. My heart will become contaminated with the desire to receive honor from others, and I shall go to hell. I will know myself to be your servant, having given up the false conception of being Guru. With sincerity, I shall always honor your remnants, the water that has washed your feet, and the dust of your feet. If I consider myself to be superior to all and give my remnants and so forth to others, the weight of my false pride will become very heavy. Thus, always remaining in the mood of your disciple, I will not accept worship from others. I always wish to remain forever as your disciple, as your shishya. If I renounce the desire for honor for myself and instead offer respect to others, you will give me the qualification to perform kirtan. Without duplicity, I shall cry and roll on the ground at your lotus feet. Kripa karo Vaishnava Ṭhākura. Kripa karo Vaishnava Ṭhākura. Sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhimana hotu. Sambandha janiya भजिते भजिते अभिमान हो दूर कृपा करो वैष्णव ठाकुर आमी तो वैष्णव ये बुद्धि होइले अमानि ना हबयामि आमी तो वैष्णव ये बुद्धि होइले अमानि ना हबयामि प्रतिष्ठा शायासि हृदय दोषी मे प्रतिष्ठा शायासि हृदय दोषी मे होइब निरयगामी होइब निरयगामी तोमार किंकर अपने जानिब गुरु अभिमान त्याजी तोमार किंकर अपने जानिब गुरु अभिमान त्याजी तोमार उच्छिष्ट पद चल रेणु तोमार उच्छिष्ट पद चल रेणु सदा निष्कपटे भजी सदा निष्कपटे भजी तोमार उच्छिष्ट पद चल रेणु सदा निष्कपटे भजी सदा निष्कपटे भजी निजे श्रेष्ठ जानी उच्छिष्टातीताने हबे अभिमान निजे श्रेष्ठ जाने उच्छिष्टातीताने हबे अभिमान भार ताय शिष्य तव थाकिया सर्वदा ताय शिष्य तव थाकिया सर्वदा नालोइब पूजा नालोइब पूजा अमानि मानद होइले कीर्तने अधिकार दिबे अमानि मानद होइले कीर्तने अधिकार दिबे तुमी तोमार चरणे निष्कपटे आमी तोमार चरणे निष्कपटे आमी कांदिया लोटिब भूमि कांदिया लोटिब भूमि तोमार चरणे निष्कपटे आमी कांदिया लोटिब भूमि कांदिया लोटिब भूमि कृपा करो वैष्णव ठाकुर कृपा sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhimana ho dur abhimana ho dur sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhimana ho dur abhimana ho dur kripa karo Vaishnava Ṭhākura kripa karo Vaishnava Ṭhākura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Bhakti Thakur Bhakti Vinod Jaya Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Jaya Bhakti Vinod Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Vaishnav Thakur ki Jai. Just one thing I was just thinking about with this article. This is an article that, this was from a class that Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda gave on Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's disappearance day. That's the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda. Even though he was the son of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he never considered himself the son of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. He never considered Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura as my father. He only saw him as Guru. And so on the disappearance day of Guru, or on the appearance day of Guru, he's showing by his example that we take full shelter of the Vaishnavas. And even in that article that I quoted from just before, this article right here, where I read this quote right here, Vani or sound is received through one sense or organ only. It'd be nice if we could read this article together sometime. But if you read this article by Srila Bhakti-Brigān Keshav Goswami Maharaj, I think it's called Separation from Srila Prabhupada on His Appearance Day. You can see throughout the whole article, he's only praying to the Vaishnavas. He's praying to all of his god brothers. He says, you are the true servants of Sri Guru. It's only by your mercy that there's any hope for somebody like me. Only out of your causeless compassion do you like the whole article is like that, praying to the Vaishnavas. And yeah, I just really, I don't know. There's a really great quote by. Anyways, I don't have it ready right here, but yeah, I just thought that was an interesting point that even we do have our direct relationship with Shri Guru, but we learn how to serve Shri Guru by those who are very close and near and dear to him. So we must, and we can't be a Guru Sevak without being a Vaishnav Sevak. Actually, let me just try to find that really quick. That's a really important point. I think I've shared it on Facebook. I'm just going to search on my Facebook profile. Let's see. How do I find this? Search. Guru Sevak. I think I'll come up if I type in Guru Sevak. I can't find it. One second. Anyhow, sorry guys. Yeah, I wish I was more prepared for this. Did I find it? No. Anyhow. Yes. All right. So I apologize once again for not being more prepared for today's reading, but next time yeah. And also you, if I would really appreciate if all of you, before I send out the article, if you can read through the article, and you can just write any notes of points that really stand out to you, and then we can have Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī. So this isn't so much of an Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī, it's just me speaking, but it'd be really nice if we could go deep and to this article, turn it and discuss it, all the points and everything. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. So, but I can't do that alone. I need your help also to be able to do that. So, just looking at the comments here. All right. I'm going to end for today. Does anybody have anything that they want to say? Any points? All right, so I will end for today, and I'll just do a Jaidwani, and then we can, end for today. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Śrīla Guru Deva Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj. Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorkshodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannātha Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nugagoriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Abhishtabhradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya Ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Raise of the Harmonist Ki Jai. All the magazines of Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosai Prabhupāda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Jagar Guru Srila Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Okay, so now we can say this Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta with hopefully with a lot more of a deep understanding. Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. What was that? I love that. One second, let me just open this up. Hey. The inexhaustible, what was it? In the beginning, the Vaishnav Thakurs, those transcendent lords of tenderness, are vast oceans of mercy, Kripa Sindhu. They bestow absolute mercy without ever being asked for it. And the treasure house of their mercy is never meager, nor is it ever deficient. It is possible for an ocean in this material world to dry up, but the mercy of the Vaishnavas can never be exhausted. No matter how much wealth of mercy from the treasure house is distributed, it is never exhausted, nor is it even slightly diminished. Jai Vaishnav Thakur ki jai. Okay. Alright, so Dandavat Pranams, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī session, which I hope will be more of an Iṣṭa-goṣṭhī next time. Alright, Haribol. Dandavat Pranams. And just giving one more chance, does anybody have anything they want to mention before I end? If not, then I'll end. Okay. Hare Krishna. Wait, just looking at the comments one last time. Alright, Haribol. Dandavat Pranams. Haribol Raseshwari Mataji, Rukmini Didi. Gandharvika continued. So many devotees. Haribol.